Good morning, students. Today we are going to see our next lesson, that is quadrilateral construction and its types. Let us recall some important points. Construct the triangles with given measures. We can draw a triangle if we give the measures of a triangle. For example, triangle ABC, side AB is equal to 5 centimeter, side BC is equal to 5.5 centimeter, side AC is equal to 6 centimeter. In triangle DEF, measure up angle D is equal to 35 degree, measure up angle F is equal to 100 degree, side DF is equal to 4.8 centimeter. Third, in triangle MNP, length MP is equal to 6.2 centimeter, length NP is equal to 4.5 centimeter, measure of angle P is equal to 75 degree. In triangle XYZ, measure of angle Y is equal to 90 degree, length XY is equal to 4.2 centimeter, length XZ is equal to 7 centimeter. From this given information, we can easily draw these four triangles. Every quadrilateral has 4 angles, 4 sides and 2 diagonals. So there are 10 elements of each quadrilateral. Let us learn how to construct a quadrilateral. Construction of quadrilateral. We can construct a quadrilateral if we know the measures of some specific 5 elements out of 10. Construction of triangles are the basis of construction of quadrilaterals. This will be clear from the following examples. First, to construct a quadrilateral, if the length of 4 sides and a diagonal is given, construct rectangle PQRS such that length PQ is equal to 5.6 centimeter, length QR is equal to 5 centimeter, length PS is equal to 4.3 centimeter, length RS is equal to 7 centimeter, length QS is equal to 6.2 centimeter. Let us draw a rough figure and show the given information in it. From the figure, we see that the sides of triangle SPQ and triangle SRQ are known. So, if we construct triangle SPQ and triangle SRQ of the given measures, we get rectangle or quadrilateral PQRS. Construct the given quadrilateral on your own. Second type, to construct a quadrilateral if 3 sides and 2 diagonals are given. For example, construct rectangle WXYZ such that length YZ is equal to 4 centimeter, length ZX is equal to 6 centimeter, length WX is equal to 4.5 centimeter, length ZW is equal to 5 centimeter, length YW is equal to 6.5 centimeter. Let us draw a rough figure and show the given measures in it. From the figure, we see that all sides of rectangle WXZ and WZY are known. So let us draw triangle WXZ and WZY using given measures. If we will get a rectangle WXYZ after drawing segment XY. Construct this quadrilateral on your own. Third type, to construct a quadrilateral if 2 adjacent sides and any 3 angles are given. For example, construct rectangle LEFT such that length EL is equal to 4.5 centimeter, length EF is equal to 5.5 centimeter, Measure of angle L is equal to 60 degree. Measure of angle E is equal to 100 degree. Measure of angle F is equal to 120 degree. Let us show the given information in a rough figure. From the figure, we see that segment LE of length 4.5 centimeter can be drawn, and after drawing segment EF making an angle of 100 degree at the point E of segment LE, we get 3 points L, E and F. Let us draw a ray making an angle of 60 degree at the point L and a ray making an angle of 120 degree at the point F. The intersection of these two rays is point T. Now you can construct this rectangle LEFT. Fourth, to construct a quadrilateral if three sides and two angles included by them are given. Construct rectangle PQRS such that length QR is equal to 5 cm, length RS is equal to 6.2 cm, length SP is equal to 4 cm, measure of angle R is equal to 62 degree, measure of angle S is equal to 75 degree. Let us draw a rough figure. Show the given information in that figure. From the figure we see that after drawing segment QR, if segment RS is drawn making an angle of 62 degree at the point R, we can get point Q, R and S of the quadrilateral. We will get point P on ray SP at a distance of 4 cm from S, which makes an angle of 75 degree at point S. We get rectangle PQRS of given measures after joining the point P and Q. Now you can do this construction. Let us recall some important points. By putting some conditions on the sides and angles of a quadrilateral, we get different types of quadrilateral. You already know two types of quadrilaterals, namely rectangles and square. Now we will study some more properties of these types and some more types of quadrilateral through activity. In that one, first, rectangle. If all angles of a quadrilateral are right angle, it is called as rectangles. Among the 5 elements given to construct a quadrilateral, at least two have to be length of adjacent side. You can construct a quadrilateral if 2 adjacent sides and 3 angles are given. From this definition, we know that all angles of a rectangles are a right angle. So if you know 2 adjacent sides, then you can construct a rectangle. Activity: construct a rectangle PQRS by taking 2 convenient adjacent sides and name the point of intersection of diagonal as T. Using divisor and rulers, you measure the opposite sides, segment QR, segment PS, length of the segment PQ and segment SR, length of the diagonal PR and QS, length of the segment PT and segment TR, which are the parts of diagonal PR, length of segments QT and segment TS, which are the parts of diagonal QS. If we put all the measurements, we can conclude some properties of the rectangle. That one, first property, opposite sides of rectangles are congruent. Second property, diagonals of rectangles are congruent. Third, diagonals of rectangles bisect each other. Then next part, that is square. If all the sides and all angles of a quadrilateral are congruent, it is called a square. Activity second, draw a square of convenient length of sides. Name the points of intersection of its diagonal as E, and using compass box measure the diagonal AC and BD. Length of the two parts of each diagonal made by the point E. All the angles at the point E. Parts of each angle of the squares made by each diagonal. If we write down this all the measurements, we can put forward the some properties as below. First one, diagonals are equal in length, that is they are congruent. Second property, diagonal bisects each other. Third property, diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Next property, diagonal bisects the opposite angles. Rhombus. Third type of the rectangle, that is rhombus. If all the sides of quadrilateral are equal length, it is called as rhombus. Draw a rhombus EFGH by taking convenient length of the sides and convenient measure of an angle, and measure the all parts, that is opposite angles. Measure of two parts of every angle made by the diagonals. Measure of the length of the both diagonals. Measure the two parts of the diagonals made by the point M, etc. From this we will get the following properties of a rhombus. First property, opposite angles are congruent. Second property, diagonals bisect opposite angles of a rhombus. Third property, diagonals bisect each other and they are perpendicular to each other. Some solved examples. Example number 1, P is the point of intersection of diagonal of rectangle ABCD. If length AB is equal to 8 cm, then length DC is equal to how much? Second, length BP is equal to 8.5 cm, then length BD and length BC is equal to how much? Let us draw a rough figure and show the given information in it. Opposite sides of a rectangles are congruent. Therefore, length DC is equal to length AB is equal to 8 cm. Diagonals of a rectangle bisects each other. Therefore, length BD is equal to 2 into length BP is equal to 2 into 8.5 is equal to 17 cm. Triangle BCD is a right angle triangle. Using Pythagoras theorem, we get length BC square is equal to length BD square minus length CD square is equal to 17 square minus 8 square is equal to 289 minus 64 is equal to 225, that is length BC is equal to 15. Example number 2, find the length of a diagonal of a square of side 6 cm. Suppose rectangle PQRS is a square of side 6 cm. Segment PR is a diagonal. Using Pythagoras theorem, in triangle PQR, length PR square is equal to length PQ square is plus length QR square is equal to 6 square plus 6 square is equal to 36 plus 36 is equal to 72. Length PR is equal to root of 72. Length of diagonal is equal to root of 72 centimeter. Example number 3. Diagonals of a rhombus BEST intersect at A. If measure of angle BTS is equal to 110 degree, then find measure of angle TBS. If length TE is equal to 24, length BS is equal to 70, then find the length TS is equal to how much? Let us draw a rough figure of rectangle BEST and show the point A. opposite angles of a rhombus are congruent. Measure of angle BES is equal to measure of angle BTS is equal to 110. We know that the measures of all angles of a rectangle is equal to 360 degree. Therefore, measure of angle BTS plus measure of angle BES plus measure of angle TBE plus measure of angle TSE is equal to 360 degree. If we put the values, then we get measure of angle TBE plus measure of angle TSE is equal to 360 degree minus 220 degree is equal to 140 degree. Therefore, 2 into measure of angle TBE is equal to 140 degree because opposite angles of a rhombus are congruent. Therefore, measure of angle TBE is equal to 70 degree. Therefore, measure of angle TBS is equal to 1 upon 2 into 70 degree. Diagonals of a rhombus bisects the opposite angles. Therefore, measure of angle TBS is equal to 35 degree. Diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other. In triangle TAS, measure of angle TAS is equal to 90 degree. Length TA is equal to 1 upon 2, length TE is equal to 1 upon 2 into 24, it is equal to 12. Length of AS is equal to 1 upon 2 into length of BS. 1 upon 2 into 70 is equal to 35 by Pythagoras theorem. Length of TS square is equal to length of TA square plus length of AS square is equal to 12 square plus 35 square is equal to 114. 44 plus 1225 is equal to 1369. Length of TS is equal to root of 1369 is equal to 37. Then next type, that is parallelogram. A quadrilateral having opposite sides parallel is called parallelogram. Draw segment AB and segment BC making an angle of any measure as shown in the adjacent figure. You know how to draw a parallel lines to a given line through a point which is outside it. Using the method, draw a line through the point C and parallel to the segment AB. Similarly, draw a line parallel to segment BC and passing through the point of intersection of the line as D. A rectangle ABCD is a parallelogram. Interior angles made by the transversal of parallel lines are supplementary. In above figure, measure of angle A plus measure of angle B is equal to 180 degree and measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degree. Measure of angle C plus measure of angle D is equal to 180 degree and also measure of angle D plus measure of angle A is equal to 180 degree. From this we will get the following properties. First one, adjacent angles of a parallelograms are supplementary. Second property, opposite angles are congruent. Third property, opposite sides are congruent. And last property, diagonals bisects each other. Next type, that is trapezium. If only one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is parallel, then it is called a trapezium. In rectangle WXYZ, only one pair of opposite sides, segment WZ and segment XY is parallel. So, by definition, rectangle WXYZ is a trapezium. With the property of interior angles formed by two parallel lines and their transversals, we get measure of angle W plus measure of angle X is equal to 180 degree and measure of angle Y plus measure of angle Z is equal to 180 degree. In a trapezium, out of 4 pairs of adjacent angles, 2 are supplementary. Kite. Next type, see the figure of rectangle ABCD. Diagonal BD of the quadrilateral bisect the diagonal AC. If one diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of the other diagonal, then the quadrilateral is called a kite. In the adjacent figure of rectangle ABCD, verify with a divider that segment AB congruent with segment CB and segment AD congruent with segment CD. Similarly, measure BAD and measure BCD and verify that they are congruent. Thus, we get two properties of a kite. Two pair of adjacent sides are congruent. One pair of adjacent angles is congruent. Some examples. Example number 1. Measure of adjacent angles of parallelogram are 5x minus 7 degree and 4x plus 25 degree. Find the measures of this angle. The adjacent angle of parallelogram are supplementary. Therefore, 5x minus 7 plus 4x plus 25 is equal to 180 degree. If we solve this, we get x is equal to 18. And measure of angle, first angle, that is 5x minus 7. If we put x is equal to 18, then we get 83 degree. Other angle 4x plus 25. If we put x is equal to 18, we get the other angle is equal to 97 degree. Example number 2. Rectangle PQRS is a parallelogram. T is the point of intersection of its diagonal. Referring the figure, write the answer of the questions given below. If length PS is equal to 5.4 centimeter, then length QR is equal to also 5.4 centimeter because opposite sides are congruent. If length TS is equal to 3.5 centimeter, then length QS is equal to 7 centimeter because diagonal bisects each other. If measure QRS is equal to 180 degree, then measure angle QPS is equal to also 180 degree because opposite angles are congruent. If measure SRP is equal to 72 degree, then measure angle RPQ is also equal to 72 degree because alternative angles are congruent. Then third example, ratios of measures of angle of rectangle CWPR is equal to 9:7:9:3:5. Then find the measures of the angles. If each angle is 7x, 9x, 3x and 5x respectively, then we know that the addition of all angles is equal to 360 degree. If we add all these angles, 7x plus 9x plus 3x plus 5x, we get 360. If we solve this, x is equal to 15. If we put the x values of x in measure of angle C, that is 7 into 15, 105. Measure of angle W is equal to 135. Measure of angle P is equal to 45. Measure of angle R is equal to 75. If we add measure of angle C plus measure of angle R is equal to 105 plus 75 is equal to 180 degree. That means side CW parallel to side RP. Measure of angle C plus measure of angle W is equal to 105 plus 135 is equal to 240 is not equal to 180. Side CR is not parallel to side WP. Only one pair of opposite sides of rectangle CWPR is parallel. Therefore, rectangle CWPR is a trapezium. In this way, we cover our lesson, that is quadrilateral and construction and its types. Your homework, practice set 8.1, practice set 8.2 and 8.3, solve in your notebook.